The art of enjoyment. It's a very simple concept, but one which I think certainly proves to be extremely important in all of our lives. And this art of enjoyment revolves around the concept of enjoyment itself. And to simply put it, the art of enjoyment is learning how to fully enjoy things in life. As we're young, I think that we have a tendency to kind of have a narrow view, or a narrow outlook, or a narrow sum of things that we tend to enjoy. I myself, when I was young, generally speaking, had a very small amount of large things that I tended to enjoy. Those things were things like music or video games, cross country, sports, health and fitness, friends, etc. And I think that's kind of normal for us when we're young. But as we kind of get older, I think there's a point at which all of us have an opportunity to work on on the art of enjoyment. Work on this art of enjoyment. Work on this concept of learning how to enjoy things and learning how to take something simple and make it something much more enjoyable for us. When I was younger, I would sit down with a cup of coffee, and my end goal in mind, my narrow view of enjoyment, was that this coffee tastes good and I'm going to drink it. And that's about as far as my enjoyment got. Now, when I reflect that moment in my life from the past to where I am in the present, I've noticed a huge increase in enjoyment. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when I feel that we all have an opportunity to broaden our horizon of enjoyment and work on the art of enjoyment. Today, when I sit down and drink a cup of coffee, not only do I drink the cup of coffee, but I tend to find a environment that is relaxing and enjoyable, an environment that allows me to sit down with my cup of coffee and not just drink the coffee, but elegantly pick the cup up, drink it, listen to the sound it makes as it comes from the cup into my mouth. Slowly drink it, enjoy the flavor, place the cup down, enjoy the sound of the cup being placed on the table, and then sit there and kind of absorb the nature that I'm in at that moment. Absorb the enjoyment of the wind brushing across the leaves, bristling in the wind, the birds chirping, the greenery of the environment, the overall exposure of nature, and taking that with my cup of coffee and learning how to allow myself to make drinking a cup of coffee into something so much more that every morning when I wake up, when I want that cup of coffee, not every morning, but the mornings that I want coffee, I know that when I make that cup of coffee, I'm going to enjoy the moment that I have. I'm going to enjoy every sip that I can, and I'm going to enjoy every second that I'm outside, glistening in this art of enjoyment of just drinking a cup of coffee. Now that's just an example of one of the many things that I think I've learned how to spur enjoyment out of. How I've learned to take something that, as I was younger, I kind of pushed to the side and it didn't really mean much to me. It didn't really mean anything to me. But as I've gotten older, I've learned how to enjoy a cup of coffee. I've learned how to enjoy warm showers. I've learned how to enjoy being able to walk into my kitchen and have a nice cold glass of water. I've learned how to enjoy having clean dishes. I've learned all these tiny things, again, examples. And the thing that interests me so much about this, which is why I wanted to talk about it today, is that there's so many things out there in the world today that we have the ability to enjoy. And all we need to do is really work on the art of enjoyment, which to me is simply opening yourself up to enjoyment in itself. Opening yourself up and saying, I'm going to rather allow myself to see what things I may enjoy. And your enjoyments may be completely different than mine, and that's okay. We're all different as human beings. But again, the thing that is so interesting to me, that is so cool about this concept, is that if you really think about it, if something so simple as drinking a cup of coffee or just sitting outside in a park listening to the wind and appreciating the sun rays and appreciating the temperature of the air and the moisture and the greenery, is something so simple like that can be so enjoyable for a human being. Imagine, with the magnitude of different things that we have in this earth, the magnitude of different things that we can all do, activities, etc. Can you imagine how many things that you can truly learn how to enjoy and get the best out of? And I just think that's so cool. And I wanted to end this with just a simple way, maybe of putting this into perspective for you guys. When I watch movies, sometimes I'll notice a scene where there's perhaps somebody, maybe like the transporter, for any of you guys that have seen that. The way that he does things in that movie sometimes, the way that he's so precise, the way that he puts his gloves on slowly and latches them on, and then slowly grabs the steering wheel, just the elegance and the simplicity of that. And the way that he does things similar to that throughout the movie. When you watch the transporter, you almost gain a sense of enjoyment just by watching him do things so precise and elegantly that you're like, wow. You can really tell that he just goes, he walks into the kitchen, slowly pours a cup of coffee, slowly puts sugar cubes in there, slowly stirs the spoon in the coffee. You can hear the spoon just kind of very barely touch the edges of the coffee cup, and just the sound of the spoon touching the edges of the coffee cup is kind of elegant in itself. It's kind of enjoyable. You just want to stir the cup so you can just hear the sound. And just watching that makes you appreciate how in the movie, although he's acting, it seems as though he's enjoying it, right? And that's the best way that I can put it for you guys. We notice people enjoy sometimes the simplest of things, and sometimes we ask ourselves, wow, I wish I could enjoy things like that. And I wanted to make this commentary to hopefully enlighten you guys to open yourself up to other things that you might enjoy, because I definitely think that that's something that we can all do. And it's certainly a very interesting concept. And again, if you really appreciate all the wide range of things that we have, the possibilities and the opportunities to enjoy, it's really endless. And it's so cool because you can enjoy so many things, hundreds, thousands. And I think that's really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was an absolute blast making it. I'm truly honored. Once again, it is a pleasure having the opportunity to speak to you guys. I am so happy. So guys, as I like to say, stay fly and stay fresh. Have an awesome rest of your Wednesday, and I will catch you later. Peace.